I'm Tammy Ogletree. I am a professor of language and literacy reading at the University of West Georgia. And I've been in literacy for many, many, many years. And I was sitting in a training one day, and we were looking at Promethean board type whiteboards at the time. And at the end of the training, the trainer said, "Let me show you a new technology and a new supplemental literacy program that is in beta testing." And for those, for that research word, it was just in testing at that time. And she showed the Amos alligator. And I sat up and started paying attention because we had all been very familiar with animated literacy. Like what came to mind today was Schoolhouse Rock, with because it was animation and songs. But then when I saw Amos alligator jumping out at me, and it was letter sound recognition, as a researcher, I said I wanted to know, does this really work? And are the students going to be as impressed as I was? So the trainer gave me Cynthia's number. Cynthia and I met, and I told her, I asked her if she had ever had a program evaluation. And she said no, since the program is so new. And I said, I tell you what, I would like to be an independent researcher. Now, let me explain to you what that is. It means that she didn't pay me. She couldn't pay me because I said, when I do the research on your program, I'm going to report findings, even if it is not what you wanted to hear. Are
Right.
you willing for me to do that? And she said, yes,
Yep.
yes, I am. And I thought, okay, let's see. So I had some classrooms, and literally we handed the kits to the teachers and said, here you go. We gave no training. There was no, we gave no explanation. We said, this is a supplemental resource for you to use with your literacy program. So we just handed it to them. So the teachers had no training. They had to read the instructions to themselves or for themselves and figure it out for themselves. The hybrid classrooms just had partial of the program. And then we had a control group, of course, that didn't have any of the programs. So we would go back, and I had a colleague who was researching with me, and we would sit in the classrooms and watch the students. Now, we did a pre-test on letter naming and letter sounds. And then, of course, after the treatment was over, we did a post-test. And the full implementation group, the scores were raised by, now get this, 112%. And then the letter naming went up 100%. But that's not even the best part. We took anecdotal notes. We were watching the students, and we were writing notes furiously. And we would come back after we would observe the students, and the students, their attention spans, they were captivated by this augmented reality. And also their attention spans rose, and we saw positive behavior rise exponentially. And those were additional findings that were surprising to us. So does the program do what it's supposed to do? Yes,
Yeah.
and more. And you have to
Yeah.
understand, I'm not paid for any
Yeah,
of this.
that was very exciting news, because when Dr. Ogletree came to me, the whole reason why we started Letters Alive was because my husband and I adopted two boys from an orphanage out of Latvia. they were 5 and 6, had a lot of trauma in their life. And we got them to speak English, but we struggled to teach them English. Nothing would hold their attention. And I had an elementary ed background. I thought, how hard can this be? I used the latest technology back then, and we mainly cried together. It wasn't working. And I was searching, what can we do to engage our kids to get them excited about reading? And so that's how we started Letters Alive. And so when Dr. Ogletree came to me and said, we'll get it tested, but, we'll assess them and we'll do some research. I go, you know what? I really want to know if it works, because if it doesn't work, then I'm just going to fold up my tent and stop what we're doing, because why would I put so much energy and passion into something that's lukewarm or not effective?